Let me welcome my second guest, Attorney Christopher Forde. Pleasant good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It is good to have you here. So, as I said, the judge made her ruling, sounded a procedural ruling to me. It sounded as though somebody didn't do their homework. But the Attorney General, in response to those who thought vindication was the word, said, wait a minute, not so fast. Do not exhale. I want to first of all explain to our listeners the judge's ruling. If you can explain exactly what it means so the layman can be very clear, categorically clear, because there are many who would take this and put their own spin on it.
Yes. Good morning, Rennie. Now, my understanding of the judge's judgment, no, I haven't read the judgment. My understanding is that the judge gave a oral judgment,
yes. Mm-hmm.
and the written judgment is still to come.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is based on what I've read in the newspaper and otherwise.
Okay.
No, my understanding is that the judge indicated that in coming to its conclusion, the Central Audit Committee did not abide by the rules of natural justice. The rules of natural justice requires that there be procedural fairness. When there are allegations against someone and you intend to investigate and come to a conclusion, you ought to first inform, while you're doing the investigations, you ought to first inform the person of the adverse allegations against them and give them the opportunity to respond, to either contradict or undermine it in some way, to give a response to it. Now, my understanding is that when the Central Audit Committee investigated the matter and gave its conclusion, certain individuals were not made aware of the allegations, and therefore, and they also were not given an opportunity to respond to it. And therefore, in coming to its conclusion, the judge held that, well, there was no procedural fairness, and therefore the conclusion of the audit committee wasn't a fair one. And that's why the conclusion was.
No, procedural law is like being an attorney 101. I mean, that's part of.
It is. It's a basic.
It's fundamental.
It's fundamental. You learn it in year one law school. It's constitutional law.
And the reason I ask that is because many of those who were in government then are lawyers. And my guest that's going to follow you, which is Mr. Jack Warner, who has joined us. I mean, he will follow us shortly.
Yes.
He was one that I don't know if he's an attorney. I don't think he is, but he knew that. And I am amazed. I am amazed that this was allowed to go through and be presented at their parliament, even though the report itself clearly had the flaw of not following procedure.
Well, it was truly unfortunate. It really was unfortunate. Yes.
The AG has said that the information in the report is actionable. Now, I used the word vindication before because that was touted.
Yes.
The feeling that is laid in the public domain, hence the reason I asked you in this morning, is that LifeSport is over and done. Nothing more will come of that. But the AG said not so fast, as I said, don't exhale. He said that the information in the report is actionable, and he said that they're consistent with that. We will be going forward with an investigation which was started by the police. So just to ask you the question, the ruling of the judge has nothing to do with the information in that report being actionable as articulated by the Attorney General. Is that correct?
Well, yes, my understanding is that the judge made no ruling on the substance of the information that the audit committee looked at. Simply, the judge indicated that there was no procedural fairness. But it doesn't mean that the information doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that the information is bad or good in any way. It simply means that that report will be put out. But my understanding is that the Attorney General indicated that the police investigation afoot. Yes, this judgment doesn't affect the information in any way. So the police could still use the information, whether it be accounting information on expenses. It can still be used. So the information is still valid and could still be considered by the authorities, and later on action could be brought if there need be.
So just for reiteration, as articulated by the Attorney General, as stated by many learned counsel, including yourself, is that this ruling by the judge is only on the proceedings not being fair to those who are accused, but has nothing to do with what action can be taken from information in that report.
No, my understanding is that wasn't even an issue brought up. Quite simply, he indicated, the claimants would have indicated that we didn't get the opportunity to be heard. Right, this is my understanding.
I'm not going to ask you to be in the minds of some people. I probably will ask Mr. Warner, who is familiar with a lot of people there, but it's amazing that folks are looking at this and extrapolating from this ruling, this procedural ruling, that it removes any possibility of action coming to them. But that's another revolution.
That's another issue.
As the man said, bat in your crease. Don't go there. Attorney Christopher Forde, it was very kind of you to take the time to come in with us this morning. It is truly appreciated. I wanted to get counsel to articulate so everybody's clear. You see, we are commentators on the radio. I am. And I didn't want my interpretation to be the one. I wanted to get counsel, someone who it is their business, a learned person, to say, listen, this is what the judge ruled. This is the interpretation. Not necessarily the Attorney General and his view, not the view of the opposition, those accused or whatever, but this is what the law says.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Well. You have yourself a wonderful day, and I know you came from a long way, but we really appreciate it that you took the time to come down, okay?
No problem at all.
All right.